Nicki Minaj going at Jay-Z and Beyonce, because you know you got to be going at Beyonce if you're going at her husband. You might as well say she's going at Aaliyah too.
And
Nicki Minaj and her whole rant. I talked about Nicki Minaj already, and nobody really watched that video. I'll add the commentary here, but she's just being spiteful. Her latest stunt is she removed Beyonce, Destiny Childs, from a photo with Jay-Z and added Beyonce right next to him, as if it was, you know, Beyonce and Jay-Z together, when in fact, it was all of them. And this is the post here. So the photo of Aaliyah and Jay-Z is real. The photo of Beyonce and Jay-Z is real. The only problem is Beyonce was not that close to him. It was Michelle and Kelly. I think Kelly on one side of him and Michelle or Kelly. Somebody was in between Beyonce and Jay-Z. It was not just those two. Oh, that stopped recording. Okay. But yeah, this is what Nicki is saying. She's trying to say that he's a pedophile, and she's very angry. She is very angry. And in her anger, she has decided to partner with the devil. You should be required to take a cognitive test, an empathy test, and yes, a psychiatric test. The leader of the free world cannot have their finger on the nuclear button while exhibiting these kinds of physical and mental flags. You want to know what else is concerning? This president's soul. When he was asked if he worried about making it into heaven, he flippantly said, "I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven. I may be in heaven right now as we fly on Air Force One."
You had talked a couple weeks ago, you were doing an interview, and you talked about how you hope to end the war in Ukraine because it might help you get into heaven. How does this help? Does this help?
I mean, you know, I'm being a little cute. I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven. Okay, I really don't. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. I may be in heaven right now as we fly in Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven, but I've made life a lot better for a lot of people.
He said it so carelessly, so devoid of conviction. And you know, my friend Jay made a point. How can we trust a leader who speaks so flippantly about the very foundation of this country? America stands on "In God We Trust." Every elected politician should believe that and stand firm in it. If I ran as a Satanist and won the presidency, people would lose their minds. This lack of genuine moral compass combined with the political chaos fuels my theory. And wait, here's my theory, okay? Is this a man trying to break America's spirit before he goes? And she don't give a damn, and not just partnering with the devil because she's angry, but also she need to stay here in this country. And then, you know, they did the petition and she was so upset about the petition. I know she felt sick about the petition, but Nicki has truly lost fans. And while losing fans, she has gained some because her followers has barely budged and her likes are still going up. So, you know, it's probably nothing to see here. It's all about whether when Nicki drop an album is people going to go out and support it. And more than likely, they are going to go support it because she's strategic and she's going to make it very political so that, you know, people like Jamal Bryant does when he's preaching. He makes it political and it draws the people in. They're like almost hypnotized by his preaching because he's speaking on levels that it feels like he completely understands them, like he's literally walking with them, talking with them daily and know what they're going through. So Jamal does a good job with channeling energy and knowing what to preach about, when to preach about it, just like Nicki does. And it's the gift, you know, it's the gift.
If you gonna show a picture of the CEO of Target, Walmart, McDonald's, and Amazon that does not recognize black dollars or black business. If you gonna put up a picture of the state legislators in Florida that are banning black books. If you gonna put up the picture of the one who is stealing classified information from the IRS and Social Security. If you gonna put up a picture of those that don't want your mama to pay $35 for insulin and your child to pay $35 for inhaler. If you gonna put up a picture of those that are jailing children and separating families. I ain't never scared. In case you forgot, I'm from the west side of Baltimore. If you got a problem, pull up on me.
Pull up on me.
Nicki is lawsuit baiting. It seems as if because she's not being heard, she feels like, whatever this concern is, even if the other side feels like, she's being a big baby or she doesn't understand, she doesn't grasp that that's how they feel. She feels like somebody's not listening to me. Nobody's not listening to me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the extreme to make you all listen to me. And at this point, posting an AI photo like this and insinuating or inferring that he's a molester, a rapist, a pedophile, can cause a lawsuit. It can trigger a lawsuit or a cease and desist. And I think that Nicki wants any type of acknowledgement or wants to be heard because she loves Jay-Z.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Who influenced you to become a rapper? Who is one of your favorite rappers of all time that you could say?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Yes.
So growing up, it was like, I want to be like Jay-Z.
It was like whatever Jay-Z says is the gospel.
Wow.
Because he was smart. I was always attracted to it.
And it's like when you're a fan of somebody and then you become their friend and they hurt you, it stings. It really does sting. I've been fans of people and became friends with them and we've fallen out, or they crossed me in a way and it stung badly. And it still stings. Shit. If I could name them, I would. If I name them, y'all would know who I'm talking about easily. A lot of people would, especially ATLians. Anyway, I think she's lawsuit baiting and she just wants any type of response from Jay-Z, any type of response from Jay-Z. But Nicki is out of her mind. And you guys can hear my commentary on Nicki that I did recently. Nicki for Trump? What's going on, sis? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am Rico Bellucci, and this is Rebel TV, Rico Live Season 3, Episode 1. We're about to dive headfirst into one of the wildest, most unexpected celebrity pivots of the year. We're talking about the one and the only Nicki Minaj, the queen of rap, the Barb's leader, seemingly cozying up to MAGA. Yeah, you heard that right. And if you think that came out of nowhere, you ain't been paying attention. Let's unpack this because the internet is confused and a little bit shook. The whole perception comes from her recent social media post where she publicly thanked Donald Trump after he talked about the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Trump called it an existential threat, and Nicki reposted it with, "No group should ever be persecuted for practicing their religion." Now, Nicki has been open about her Christian faith, so that message clearly hit home for her. Now, that alone might have stayed wholesome, but let's keep it a buck, my people. The timing, it came right after she dragged Cardi B and Jay-Z through the digital mud. Nicki was in an all-out war, a digital massacre. She was calling out Roc Nation, accusing them of sabotage, even tossing around explosive words like civil rights violations, conspiracy, and false imprisonment. She even threatened to scrap her whole album, claiming they were trying to stop her money. So picture it. You go from a fiery, career-threatening feud where you're claiming the entire industry establishment is blackballing you, straight into praising the world's most famous anti-establishment figure, Donald Trump. Is it a coincidence that she's calling out civil rights violations in the music industry, then immediately praising a man who's known for fighting the establishment? I don't think so, people. This feels like a strategic, albeit emotionally charged move. Rebellion plus revenge equals viral. A big old middle finger to everyone she feels is coming for her. Oh, you want to mess with me? Well, watch me go hang out with the guy you really hate. It's almost genius in its pettiness. Now, when folks, especially her LGBTQ barbs, called her out, she clapped back saying, "This isn't about your obsession with Trump. This is about Christians being killed." She insists she's not endorsing his politics, just his stance on religious freedom. Still, sis, the optics. Because right after that, the White House drops a TikTok reel using the viral mashup of her song, Bees in the Trap, with Trump and Melania walking in slow-mo like they're on Love and Hip Hop Pennsylvania Avenue. And what does Nicki do? She reposts it, screaming, "Unlimited backstage gag city for life."
Black girl tragic. And it's black bitches that do it the most. And I don't give a fuck if y'all mad at me using that fucking hashtag.
This wasn't just a simple acknowledgement. This was the White House using her viral sound, reinforcing her allegiance, and effectively bringing her into the fold. They rewarded her public praise, and then you had MAGA figures like a U.S. ambassador publicly thanking her and inviting her to the embassy. Conservatives are welcoming her like she's the new Rosa Parks of hip-hop. So, yeah, it's giving confusion meets rebellion, faith meets frustration, and a whole lot of political performance arts. Now, let's get into the messy speculations and rumors, because that's what Rico Live is all about. My thoughts, speculations, rumors. Rumor number one, though, was this a calculated distraction? The beef with Cardi B got ugly, like really ugly, bringing up kids. Does this aligning with Trump, even on a specific issue, create such a massive, polarizing debate that it makes the rap beef look small by comparison? It gives her an out, a new narrative, a new shield. Rumor two, the Roc Nation pardon connection. Let's not forget, Nicki specifically mentioned Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez. The internet already knows Desiree Perez previously received a presidential pardon from Donald Trump. Is Nicki subtly using Trump's known association with a Roc Nation executive against Jay-Z, who postures himself as an anti-Trumper? Is this a chess move to expose perceived hypocrisy within the industry? It's a deep cut if it is, Nicki. Rumor number three, the citizenship troll. Let's not forget the audacity. After thanking Trump, Nicki goes and asks a parody Trump account for an honorary citizenship. Nicki's openly talked about the absurdity of not being a U.S. citizen despite her success and paid taxes. This was a sarcastic jab at the system, using a controversial political moment and political figure to highlight her plight. Whatever the motive, one thing is clear, all right? Nicki is still a master of controlling the narrative, even if it means blowing up the whole damn internet. She's proven she can take a specific issue, mix it with personal beef, add a dash of controversial politics, and turn it into a global talking point. So what do you think? Is Nicki a political genius? Is she just emotionally reacting, or is this all a massive troll job? Hit me up in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Like, subscribe, and share this video. Satan will get in your mind any way he can. You got to rebuke him.